Seems like we have started recording. It is rate for 1. Andromeda says unit rate means the rate for 1. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Guys, give some good reactions to Andromeda. She answered correctly. Hey, Zoe, Joycelyn, where is your answer? Zion, make sure everybody remembers that, right? You have your math notebook? Note down. I'm going to keep asking, what is unit rate? And unit rate is something that will also be the slope, right? That will also be the slope. Okay, today's topic is not supposed to be pretty hard. Let's see. We'll start with time to climb over some exponent rules. I'm going to see how well you guys do. Is my screen being shared right now? Yeah? Can you guys see my screen? Can someone unmute themselves and tell me if they can see something on the screen?
I can see your screen sharing.
The screen sharing is on. So you guys see a Nearpod, right? Time to climb. Absolutely randomized answers. Don't pause. We can just choose this first team. Hit continue. And let me see. Is everybody in Nearpod? Absolutely. Zion. Next time, join using your first name because my sessions will be recorded. We don't want to be recording your names in my recordings. Everybody in our class will have access to the recordings. I might even, embed some of those recordings for other students if, some people request they need some guidance over certain topics. That's why I'm going to request you guys not to join using your full names. Okay, I see your Caitlin, Zion, Andromeda. There's 6 people in class, but Joycelyn, my upcoming 7th graders are missing. Zoe and Natalie are missing. That's Zoe. Zoe, first name, dear. You forgot? That's okay. Next time. Everybody's here? Natalia not here. Natalia is not here. We'll just start the game. Students, this session is supposed to last for another 15 minutes, but we'll accommodate the time next time. My first question says 10 to the power of 4. Right? 10 to the power of 4. You know, right? Here it says 10 to the power of 4. Which one seems to be the right answer? Zion did correctly. Joycelyn. 2 people in class or only 2 people in our class could answer correctly. We'll refer to your knowledge, Zion and Joycelyn. Question 2. 10 to the power of -4. 10 to the power of -4. You guys are answering really correctly. Zion, Joycelyn, Andromeda, Zoya. Very good. Very good, very good. We still have 30 seconds more. Caitlin is thinking. Caitlin, do your best. And then we'll have one more question. I plan to make sure we'll have some fun time to climb for each and every session. So you guys get engaged. If most of you start to join Natalia's and Zoe's early session, Zoe will be joining the 8th grade session. But if most of you will start to join, I'm also going to be, hosting some fun stuff to start that early 3:30 session. Okay, final question. Final question. 356. 356 is the same as. This topic is called scientific notation. This topic is called scientific notation. A lot of scientists love to express 2 small and 2 big numbers like these answer choices are. Right? And this is called scientific notation. This is how a lot of scientists love to express 2 big or 2 small numbers. Okay, around 20 seconds more. Zion, you did pretty well. Joycelyn, very good. Let's see. Yeah, very good. And then Zoe, very good. Natalia, Andromeda. And we'll be practicing and learning the topic more and more. So you guys will get better. Here were the questions from Time to Climb. Raise your hand if you want to talk about those. The first one was 10 to the power of 4. How did we get to the answer for 10 to the power of 4? Unmute yourself, hop on the mic. Joycelyn, you joined the session a little late. I was telling the class we are without power. My laptop says 10 minutes more. 10 minutes more. We do plan to accommodate the time for today's class and tomorrow's session if we have power. In case we don't have power and things go wrong and we don't get to charge our stuff, I will keep you guys informed. We'll accommodate the time here and there. I have plenty of time over this summer to work with you guys and get you guys ready for next grade. Right? A 10-minute more of session only. 10 to the power of 4. Who's going to speak to that? 10 to the
10
power of
times 10 times 10 times 10.
Excellent, Zion. Excellent. You are absolutely correct. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, and that is 10,000. And there's 4 zeros. What does 10 to the power of negative 4 represent? 10 to the power of negative 4. Have you guys heard of that? Any knowledge? Andromeda smiling? No, not heard of that. Joycelyn, Caitlin?
Is it 10 divided by 10 divided by 10 divided by 10?
Oh, dividing 10 by 10 by 10. You're very close, but we don't start with 10 as the first number. Zoe, you have to say something? No? Anybody else? Well, a negative power in math can always be made into a positive power. And because human brains can think about positive powers more easily, how I can make it a positive power is I can say it is 1 over 10 to the power of 4. And now this negative 4, power of negative 4 became a positive 4. 1 over 10 to the power of 4. If I want to write it as a plain number without a fraction, I can say it is 10 to the power of negative 4. But if I want to make the power positive, I will say it is 1 over 10 to the power of 4. Now, from this first question, you guys know that 10 to the power of 4 is 1 over 10,000, right? So now you can express that as a decimal. As a decimal, you are dividing by 10,000. Well, what does that mean when you divide a 1 by 10,000? 1 is here. The decimal point is here. You divide by 10,000 and has 4 zeros. You move the decimal place over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's where the decimal goes. That's where the 0 goes. If I were to write it out, I will just say 0 point. There will be 3 zeros and then a 1. That is what it means. Does it make sense? Yes? This is something you guys got to be noting down because we'll be talking more about scientific notation and what I'm talking about right now. Lays the foundation. Lays the foundation for it. 6 minutes more, my computer says it will allow me to speak to you guys. Zoe, make sure you, yeah, that's okay, Zoe, for you guys too. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about question number 3. It says 356 is the same as 3.56. 356 is the same as 3.56 times what? The answers had some really nice good answers, but in my slide, I didn't give you all the 4 answers. I want you to be thinking. $356 is the same as 3.56 times how much? Caitlin has an answer. Caitlin, I wish you could unmute yourself. Times 100. Excellent. So it is going to be times 100. In exponents, how do you write down 100? In exponents, how do you write 100?
10 to the power of 2.
Excellent. 10 to the power of 2. So that's what I'm going to do over here. Zion, excellent. I'm very proud of you, dear. Seems like you have practiced all the topic I assigned you guys at the end of school. 10 to the power of 2, right? Any questions? Right? Every single class time, we'll be building on these side skills through time to climb. And then we'll move on to our first question. This question is a STAR test question, but I have made it into an open-ended question that looks like this. And this is how it is also a readiness skill. And that means every single school year, they want to be assessing you over questions that will look like these about graphing. And this question says, a bookshelf contains 15 books that each have the same width. The combined width of 15 books is 12 inches. So 15 books has a combined width of 12 inches. Right? You want to graph the scenario so that the slope represents the width of each book. So that the slope represents the unit rate. How will you graph it? I'm going to see if I can do my present view because I really would want to see your work in this one. I cannot just trust on how people will graph without looking at your work. You have to graph it. Trust me, there is a way you can graph this information on the graph piece I have provided you. This graph is not going to go outside your graph. I will also provide you the link to the self-paced Nearpod for this one for today's session. So you will have access to all the questions. You also have a PDF here, but you can also have access to the Nearpod. I'll definitely be working in the Nearpod and modifying it a little bit more for tomorrow so I can embed in a time to climb. But then you'll have a little practice on your own also. Go ahead, think about it, how you'll work it out, how you will graph this one in this graph that I have provided you. Anybody can think of something? You guys want me to give you some clues? Joycelyn, what are you thinking about? Caitlin, Zion, Andromeda, what are you guys thinking about? Natalie, when you're going to be in this class, you're going to have to stick to us. Otherwise, you're going to miss what we're talking about. You miss some of the time to climb stuff. You'll have some gaps in your learning. This class not going to be long, even if you stay for both the sessions. So definitely stay. Time doesn't allow me a lot of time. Computer will turn off anytime, and my computer turns off anytime. You guys know, Mrs. Battery's out.
Can you say the question again?
Absolutely. So 15 books are 12 inches wide.
Mm-hmm.
You want to graph the scenario. How will we graph the scenario? 15 books are 12 inches wide, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what can I say about 5 books? What can I say about 5 books?
About 5 books.
Yeah? What will I say about 5 books? These are books here, and these are in the width in inches. If 15 books are 12 inches, how much are 5 books? Because you aren't getting to the conclusions yourself. I've provided you with some guidance before my computer is just going to die. What can you say about 5 books?
About 5 books, I would say that it's close to 10.
It's going to be close to.
There she goes.
Can you guys see me? That's gonna be on my phone. I wanted to still complete the question with you guys. What can you guys say about the 5 books? My screen will definitely stop recording. I will also plan to stop recording the session. Does anybody else have permissions to stop recording the session apart from me? No?